going to happen. So today, we're going to end off on a positive note to show you what happened to a man who was living in just obscurity. He was just way out, thought he had been forgotten, his family had been forsaken, his name was bad, he was living bad, and you're going to see that the king was still looking for him. If the king was looking for him, I want you to know that the king is looking for you. 2 Samuel, verse 9. Look at verse 1 there.
And David said, Is there yet any that is left of the house of Saul, that I may show him kindness for Jonathan's sake?
Okay, so right here, it sounds kind of strange because Saul and David were at odds, right? Because Saul began to become jealous of the popularity that was going amongst David. And Saul went outside the will of the Most High and did something that was not pleasing to God. So he lost the kingship, and David was anointed in 1 Samuel, the 16th chapter. So Saul went and tried to kill David for all these years, but Jonathan, Saul's son, had a pact with David and said, I trust you, I know you're the next king. I'm your ally. Long story short, in 2 Samuel, the 4th chapter, Saul and David were killed, and David took over the reign of Israel. Well, the people that were connected to Saul and Jonathan ran and hid because they thought that the people were going to kill them. But David never had that. David never wanted to kill them. He never wanted to destroy them. But because you have the wrong information, it'll put you in the wrong place. And the so-called black man, the so-called African-American man is in the wrong place in this country because they had the wrong information. You thought you was the cursed seed of Ham. Wrong information. You thought you was nothing but a savage swinging on trees in Africa. Wrong information. You thought that you were never going to be anything in this country. Wrong information. You thought that God had forsaken you because of whatever. Wrong information. You thought drugs and rap and athletics were going to be the change. Wrong information. And this is why we are where we are today. So, verse 2.
And there was of the house of Saul a servant whose name was Ziba. And when they had called him unto David, the king said unto him, Art thou Ziba? And he said, Thy servant is he.
Mm-hmm.
And the king said, Is there not yet any of the house of Saul, that I may show the kindness of God unto him? And Ziba said unto the king, Jonathan has yet a son which is lame in his feet.
Okay, so right here, when you go back in 2 Samuel, the 4th chapter, the Bible says that when the people, Jonathan's people, found out that Jonathan and David and Saul was killed, they began to run. They began to hide. And in the haste of Jonathan's nurse, Mephibosheth's nurse, trying to run, she dropped him. And from that point on, he was lame in his feet. He broke his ankles, and he was lame in his feet for the rest of his life, based on the wrong information. And many of you men out here today that are listening to this today, you've been dropped in one way or another. You got dropped off at a house. Somebody told you this is the way you're supposed to live. You got dropped off in the community, and you raised up around drug dealers, pimp drug dealers, and hustlers, and said this is how you're supposed to live. You got raised in a family where there was no real men, no true men of God, nothing, no men of Christ. And they told you this is how you're supposed to live. So you were dropped. You were dropped. And you went through the same thing as Mephibosheth. You're lame. Not lame according to the world, but lame according to spiritual. Verse 4.
And the king said unto him, Where is he? And Ziba said unto the king, Behold, he is in the house of Machir, the son of Amiel and Lodabar.
See, because this man didn't know who he was forced to live in somebody else's house in an area called Lodabar. If you do your research on Lodabar, it was one of the most impoverished places in Israel. It was very, 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 very desolate place. I'm trying to get us.